Hey there, welcome back to the channel. It's Lisa from Own the Day Planner. In today's video, I want to show you how you can make your very own today page marker for your planner. I happen to be using an A5 size planner, but of course you can make these for whatever size planner you want. Sometimes when you buy a planner, it might come with a little today marker ruler, but you can't really customize those too much. So I thought to show you how you can make a marker that could say today or this week or whatever it is that you want it to say. I happen to have Own the Day here, of course, and make it removable so that for the next day you can go to the next day and just flip it in there, clip it back in. So if you want to see how you can make your very own today marker and of course customize it however you want, then keep watching. Alright, so you might recall from a previous video where I showed you how to do DIY A5 dividers with tabs. And what I have here is a piece of scrap that I'm going to reuse from that project and the cutoffs from the laminate that we use to make the laminated folders. So if ever you've laminated something and whatever you were laminating didn't take up the entire sheet, unless you put other things in there to laminate and then cut out, you have quite a bit of waste. So I always save these because they make great dividers or today or laminated lists or things like that. Now, obviously this has already been laminated, so we're not going to go and put this inside a laminating pouch with something else on it, although you could do that, maybe put a cool design and then re-laminate it. What I want to show you is what you can do with just this plain transparent scrap. You can make a today marker just like the one you saw earlier in the video. So to decorate this one a little bit, say you have some pattern paper that you really like and you want that to be sort of what shows up at the top, sort of your top tab of your planner here. Well, what you can do is just simply decide how much you want of the paper to show. So I would say, let's say I want maybe about that much of the pattern. So I make a little mark and then I can grab my scissors or just grab my paper cutter. And I'm going to go ahead and just cut along that line. So I know that that is approximately how much pattern I want to show. Okay, and then I want to just make sure that I have the length right. So I'm just going to go and eyeball that there. I can just trace a little mark there to cut it. It doesn't have to be perfect because we will adjust it once it's on. So I'm going to make that little cut there. And so the idea here then is that I will just use some adhesive to put that right on there. And then of course I can leave it with the rough edges or I can use a corner rounder. So we're going to go ahead and just use a little bit of adhesive, just some roll on. If you have glue, whatever you think will work, but of course this is laminate, so probably you'll need something quite sticky to get it to stick on there, since again we're not trapping it between two pieces of laminate, we're just using our own scraps without having to go to the laminator again. So I'm simply going to match that up to the corner there, match that up there. Now if you wanted this to be glossy, you could put some clear tape over that, but I'm not going to go to that step for now. If you have a little bit of overhang, like you can see I do here, I can easily just snip that away. That's why I said we didn't have to be perfect earlier. Better to have a little bit too much than not enough. And then you can go in manually with your scissors if you'd like and do some corner rounds. Like you see here was already done because that was one side of the laminate already, and then here it's sharp from where I sliced it. I'm just going to use a little corner rounder here and go ahead and round that. Oops, I didn't quite catch it. There we go. I'll do this side as well, just so that all sides are nice and rounded and we don't hurt ourselves. I'll leave that one original because it was already there. So there we have this cute little marker. Now, if you wanted to use some sticky lettering, you could go ahead and find some sticky alphabet letters and put today or this week or month or whatever you wanted to put there. Whatever it is that you want to have the top tab for, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to leave it blank for now. If you're great at lettering, you can probably go in with a nice Sharpie or whatever markers you have and do that. Now, in order to get it to fit into your planner, you're going to need to punch the holes. So you can either trace from an insert that you already have and go ahead and individually hole punch, or if you do have an A5 hole puncher, you can just grab this, stick it in there, and punch your holes. And just to show you how it fits in, let's grab where we were before. And we can just go ahead and plop that in there. And look how easy that was. We have a beautiful page marker. I'll just remove that one so that you can see. And you can, of course, pattern this to any color you like. And then when your planner is there, you have a really easy and visible top tab for your today marker or whatever it is that you're planning on marking. Now, to make this easy to remove and put wherever you want each day, you can just simply grab your scissors and go ahead and make some slits right up until the holes. You can just do straight slits like I'm doing here, or you can do sort of the angled ones, which kind of look like a keyhole, but just to be simple here today, I'm going to do just little straight slits. I know that's hard to see on camera, but they are slit. And then you can just plop that in. It just kind of clips in really easily there. And then when you want to remove it, just take it out, go to the next day, plop it in, and there you go. You have a beautiful page marker or today marker or month marker from Scraps. So I hope that you found that helpful and fun. I mean, I have a load of these. I have so many uses for them, and it's really helpful. And you know, if you have these scraps lying around anyway, you can just change whatever you want to put on here or make a bunch of them for different themes. For example, this month I'm going with vintage florals, so of course I chose something floral. But if you wanted to go with different themes, go into your scrap stash. This is great for your scrap stash, and you can make a bunch of these just with the scraps you have left over from lamination projects, and just make a bunch of them and then change them out as you see fit. So whichever one you feel like putting in for that week or that month or that year, you'll have all of your wonderful little page markers. And of course, you can do them for a bunch of different things as well and have different top tabs. Another thing you can do is if you had smaller lamination projects, I had an example here earlier, and you, for example, had a much larger piece of laminate left over, you can do the same thing. This one practically covers, a little bigger than a half size, practically covers the entire insert. Now, what's neat about bigger sizes, if you have these scraps as well, is if you take a look here, I could have put another pattern paper along here, so from there to there, and then when I closed my planner, I would have had two tabs. Now, this one's clear, of course, so it's hard to see, but there would have been another piece of paper there. For example, if I were to take, this is the same one, so that wouldn't be ideal, but if I were to take some other piece of pattern paper like that and put it there, you'd see I would have two easily identifiable tabs, and I could just flip to the one that I wanted. So no matter where this one was placed, I could remove it as well. And so you can just work with multiple sizes. And listen, not to be wasteful, but if you didn't actually have any scraps like this and you do have lamination pouches, then you can just simply laminate a pouch with nothing in it if you prefer it to be clear so you can see into your inserts, and just cut up that 8.5 by 11 sheet in different sizes so that you have one that's maybe 3 inches wide, and then another one that's about 5 inches wide, and then just keep experimenting so that you have an easy top tab page marker that also can be moved around in your planner and used for whatever it is that you want. So I hope that was helpful. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love your support here on the Own the Day Productivity Planner channel. Here I make lots of planner related DIYs and also some product reviews for planner related products. So you can always come on by. I probably do about 2 videos a week, so you might want to hit that notification bell and make it go from red to gray, and that way you'll be notified every time I make a brand new video. So there you go, easy peasy today markers from your lamination scraps. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.